A Chesterfield father and former basketball star out on bond after a court appearance this morning. Kass Weaver was indicted on felony murder and child abuse charges last year. This action comes months after police found his child's body in a freezer. His wife, Dina Weaver, also facing charges. CBS 6's Caroline Colburn followed the proceedings in the courtroom this morning, and Caroline is in Chesterfield now with the update.
Well, Cheryl, what was supposed to be about a 30-minute hearing for bond this morning turned into over 2 hours of discussion between both prosecutors, the Commonwealth, as well as his Weaver's defense attorneys arguing for him to be out on bond. They stated that since he was arrested on May 5th for charges related to malicious wounding with his wife, we were shown pictures of her burned with a curling iron, that he exemplified excellent behavior for 5 months while he was out on bond before those new charges appeared, those being the murder charge that appeared in October, that he was a good example, had good behavior, and showed up in court for those 5 months. That's what his team was arguing for to consider for bond. They also talked about the fact that he owns several properties in the Richmond area and he's had difficulty maintaining those residences, as well as a custody agreement that's going on with his 10-year-old son Liam. Currently, his wife and his brother-in-law are fighting for custody of that child, and he's unable to participate in some of those hearings because Riverside Regional Jail only allows phone calls after a certain period of time, and he's not able to manage his assets. Those are two of the major reasons his defense team argued for the judge to consider bond, and the Commonwealth showed plenty of evidence. They did show photos of Miss Weaver, his wife, photos of burns that took place with, they believe, a curling iron over several months. It said that none of those injuries were sustained all at one time. There was about 12 photos showing those, but ultimately the judge decided that Weaver is not a flight risk. He has properties in the area. He'll maintain his residence here in Richmond, and he's not able to have any contact with his son or his wife, Dina Weaver, except through their attorneys. That's part of his condition. He's also out on a $50,000 bond. He must maintain regular alcohol screenings. He must have a monitor to make sure he does not leave, a GPS monitor. So several conditions for bond, but obviously what was supposed to be 30 minutes turned into 2.5 hours. He's now out on bond, and he'll have another hearing next week that's scheduled for the 22nd, where we expect to see him back in court. But as soon as those GPS monitoring and those alcohol monitoring systems are placed inside his home, he will be able to go home out on bond. Again, cannot maintain any contact with his wife or child. And the judge really reiterating in this case that he is presumed innocent until he's found guilty. The judge saying today is not the day to do that. So we'll continue to follow this case, bring you updates as we have them in court next week, and a trial date has not officially been set. Working for you in Chesterfield County, I'm Caroline Colburn, CBS 6 News.